Hi there and welcome to my channel. This is Kate at the Journal Nest in Australia, and I'm really grateful that we can spend some time together now. It's been a fantastic day for me already, so I'm itching to share some things with you. But first of all, how are you? Is it a good day so far? What's ahead of you? I think it's a weekend for most of us, and so for me, that means a chance to catch up with friends and family, to do some making, and most of all, realized how blessed I am to have this opportunity to have more time to make, etc. So, this is a Stitch 1 Crochet 2, and in front of me, I have works in progress. I actually have some things very exciting to share that I've just literally owned for hours. And I suppose the update is that this vessel 3, my big colourful big sister one, is nearly done. She's had lots of work since I last shared. And I think I told you I was dreaming about crochet flowers. So the garden has gone crazy already, and these are all today, just being a free spirit and dreaming about colourful flowers that might find a home. The inspiration from my flowers still remains if you can do chain stitch and a double crochet or a single crochet for those in the US and I think Europe, and a treble, you can make any of these and you randomly start out. I thought to get me inspired to just do my crocheting this morning, I got out this, I don't know whether I showed you, I went through a phase of making these bags for everyone I knew. I think I've got this one and maybe a beige one left, but the idea of how versatile, if you can crochet those basic stitches, you can make anything. And in particular, I looked at this, have lost the pattern, but started to think, oh, I'd like to do some petals and add some layers. So that was inspiration. And then I went to an art gallery with my friends. I may have told you that. We got inspired by the art, had coffee, chatted, and then they told me that there was a pop-up vintage fabric store at Robertson this week. And Robertson is where this weekend, this is where we go to the green door. So I was trying to resist because I haven't done any shopping or oppie visits this week. Too much work to do. But where did Kate's car find itself going? Of course, out to Robertson, picked up some lovely locally made food by our friend Lucinda for dinner, and popped into the store. So quick, I am going to stitch, stay with me, and I am going to crochet, and we are going to celebrate and make together. Out there was, I think you would call this, I think it's a bedspread from the 1960s. Is this chenille? I don't know, but I saw this beautiful lemon, and this is like a toweling fringe. Look at that texture. I thought that belongs with me in my nest. Similarly, there were other fabrics. I'll show you the fabric first because we're going to put a little bit of this on. This is vintage. Do they call it seersucker? But look at the colors of those. They spoke to me. So more than I need there, but you'll see that in works to come. And this is what I love, that if you get something, a gift, or find something, put it straight to work in your work. And then, like I said, it was a sign. Look at this for an amazing piece of crochet. I've not seen anything like this so far in my collecting. So it's like, hang on, I'm going to sneeze. Can you hear my excitement? It even made the sneeze go away. There's a central emblem here, and then these are like big leaves with 5 petals, and this is the biggest. So there's 4 of them round the edge. So I just love that, and look at the potential for different pieces on different pieces of slow stitching and vessels, etc. Okay, so I had to get that. And then the lovely lady who was serving said, "Oh, are you interested in crochet?" And I said, "Yeah, I am, and I collect." And she said, "What do you do?" And I said, "I upcycle." And she said, "Well, you might be interested in this." Oh my gosh, be still my beating heart. You may not love this, but you know how I love bags and crochet. She said, "This bag belonged to my sister, who was a model in Paris in the 1960s. Now look at that as divine, and it's inspiration for me. I'm going to copy this pattern, and it might be one of the first things that we have a look at. All lined with a pocket, but that's tissue. I'm going to let you, my journaling friends will love that trunkle. Look at that. And again, it's trebles in a pattern, obviously, but up here, double crochets, etc. I won't go into the pattern right now, but watch out. Can you imagine one of those in Kate's Fiesta colours? It may happen in California. Anyway, this is what happens to me. There's another project. So how are you going with your gathering and your stash? Thank you to so many who keep writing and telling me that you've got to go and run and find something. After I say something, that's what it's about. Let's just share the joy of making. And with that, okay, let's go to settle, take a breath. It's daytime, so that's even better for me. This is, have I showed you where I'm up to? Tomorrow I'm going to reveal all my projects for, here we go, it's like a tongue twister. Roxy's Creations Journal of Stitchery, Volume 5. So we've all made plenty of different things. So I'm nearly there, actually. So these are coming together really quickly. And this, I'm calling this a horsewhip because that's where it's going to go. Anyway, we won't show any more of that, but I'm using it. And this is why I talk about the nests and the vessels. Thank you so much, Rachel and Sarah, because now, when I was making my crocheted flowers, I just literally took this up Saturday morning. So please excuse me. I stayed in my jammies, went up to my bedroom, turned YouTube on to watch some clips, and I had everything snug in here. So if that's not an endorsement for, you know, vessels, I can't say anything more. Absolutely love them. Okay, we're going to start with some stitching. And we're going to stitch the vessel. Been using different crochet hooks this morning. Put them over there. Scissors. I'll get to the crochets in a minute. Take that out. Oh, and that's beautiful. Okay, what are we going to do first? Maybe Kate needs to settle. So I've got some orange in here. Quick update. You know that last time I showed you this, I made a big doozy, and this was on the the reversible bottom. It's found a happy home. These orange flowers have really been the inspiration for that one. And oh yes, I've been really working on the base too. So right now for my stitching, she's getting pretty chonkers. I'm just thinking, what could we do and combine both loves if you want. Nope. There's a different sort of pink that I haven't used before. Actually, how about we go over here? How many bits of crochet have I got in here? So you just don't want to do, well, you do actually, because I'm a maximalist, I think, in this. I was going to say you don't want to have too many crochet flowers in a row, but I can't even find one now. Oh, there's the one on the outside. Okay, so there we are. That makes sense. So we're going to match this across here somewhere. It's my favourite fringy bit. No, it's not speaking to me yet. Maybe down here. It's big and beautiful, and there's not much underneath it. So this is very, to save you having to hear me apologise. So I hope you've got a coffee, a tea, a beverage, some food, whatever you like to have with you. And if you're just watching, I hope you find this relaxing and inspiring, and basically something that makes you happy. So what I love about using crochet and doilies, I've said it many times before and I'm going to say it again, is I love this idea that they just go on so easily because the holes are already made, and this is sort of like a giant running stitch that you better just check. Yeah. So it's just in and out and up and down all the way around. Like this. Oh dear, I just had to cancel my son ringing. I'm sure he'll call again. Am I round? One more petal. About 2. So in this riot of colour, as I said, it doesn't really worry me that my stitches were large then. I'm going to come out on the back here, and this was a napkin and it's too white, so let's go up here and then do some embroidery down it. So let's do some big yellow daisies. So welcome new subbies. Thank you so much for finding your way to me, and for all subbies, just thank you. To make with friends is the best thing. And it was when I was at this pop-up this morning, it was run by 2 ladies who upcycle as well, and one was proudly wearing a skirt that she had sewn out of her grandmother's handkerchiefs. It was absolutely beautiful. She'd sort of edged them, and probably not like quilting, but pieced them. And we said, isn't it wonderful that we are conscious that these treasures are being rescued from being landfill? And I said, are you sure that you want to part with your sister's bag? And she said, look, I have still plenty of them. And she said, and look over here, I've got my grandmother's bags that I can't part with. A whole collection still at home. So she said, Kate, you know, if I know. And I said, I will treasure that. I will not cut that up. But as I said, it's inspired me already to think about and I am feeling that maybe when I'm in California, that will be a time to start crochet and stitch when my work is over. Who knows? I might be onto a new fad by then. Okay, don't lose that needle. Remind me if I do. It's near the pink crochet. I'd like a little piece of this as a memory. Oh, I can hear some noises in the kitchen. My husband must be home from golf. Must be later than I think. Okay, I want that little bit today and a little bit of this pink. I loved seersucker when I was growing up and probably beyond. Still does it. I just think it's a beautiful idea for a fabric. Let's not forget the crochet down there. All right. There we go. There's a little bit of happiness. And where does that need to belong? What's happening down here? There we go. Just sharing all sorts of strange stitching going on as I experiment. Okay, now needle. I'm really stuck if I've, no, was it that flower? Oh, this flower. Oh, see, I've got two on the outside. Okay, that's going on there. Let's get some pretty pink. So I've got a tulip there, which I don't want to cover up. Might be a little bit ambitious. Does this happen to you? You see fabric and just go, I have to have that. So there's hand towel, there's the blanket, there's doily, there's tulip embroidery, all these bits and pieces in the garden. And what I'm really enjoying is remembering how naked and how sort of shocking this looked when I first showed you how to make a vessel. And now it's Painting a personality. It's being used, so it's functional as well as pleasing to my eye. A few of us are chatting about whether we prefer colour or neutral or natural. I think I like both equally, to be honest. Oh, come on, can't get that out. I'm going to leave that raggy there. This is just, actually the sun's gone behind into clouds, so it might be a bit dark for you to see, but really it's just crazy stitching going across the middle here. And I'll come back and do some canther on that a little bit later. So we'll just start the rows off. Yeah. Oops. And do one more in the middle so I remember. So it's like seersucker, and it's going to get an extra little gather. See, can't stop. Said I was going to stop. All right. See, now my heart needs to go over here, because I was thinking, can I stop using that thread? But I saw this bit here that needs some love. So let's come over here. The other thing I really like is that some places I've got this really thick wool, and then here I am with sort of dainty pearl skinny cotton. All right, which leads me to I may not have time to crochet, I'm realizing, but let me take you through all of these flowers. Some I haven't taken the ends off yet. Have begun with a ring of chain, usually 4, and then I varied what stitch goes in. So here is double crochet, and then I've just done a treble, 3 chain, treble or double crochet, whichever way I want, and that gives sort of a lacy feel. This one, same foundation row, then 2 trebles together, and then I have done petals. So this is much more solid as a motif. Then I got carried away and thought, let's change some colors. I'll show you this one first, because this is a wonky one, and just to be authentic, and so it doesn't come out perfect all the time, but it doesn't worry me. So this one was too small. So this is a double crochet and then 5 chains, double crochet, 5, etc., all the way around. And then I changed my color and went and did the same thing in the gaps. So I do promise you, I am going to make some garments, and I'm going to make a dedicated crocheting set. I'm just not there yet. And as I finish off this challenge, actually maybe when volume 5 is done, because I won't have multiple things, I'll probably have more time. Okay, which brings me back to something I wanted to show you. Okay, let's go back to where was I stitching? follow the needle to over here. Okay, so we've got a big, bold, orangey pansy, a little medallion here, and let's add something to the garden. Got red and blue there. I think that's the one, but we'll just audition. I'm standing up because often I think that one is too much. I've got that deep pink up there, so I'll have to do something to join these together. What did I say, that one? Yep. Now, I haven't worked in these ends. I would if it was a garment, and I certainly will show you how to do that, but if you're a beginner. But for this main purpose, we're going to secure this down, and then I'm going to show you what some ideas I've had. Where we can combine all the things that we love together. Out to the other side. Is that worth doing something there? It is. Actually, I'll probably cover that. So let's just whip around this crochet popping out there with a blanket. You probably can't see it, but that's again what I love about this work. It's in the texture and the feeling, the squishy-wishiness, and how many different threads and textures your hand encounters. Let's go down there. All right. So I was just thinking about this and how the amazing thing is you can never get bored, because wherever I look, I'm starting to remember the original fabric or the doily or what I was practicing, etc. Okay, carried away again. Where was that flower? Is that the one I did? No. I thought I was doing a different one. Oh, I am. It's on the outside. Just as well they're reversible. Okay, I've got pink variegated wool, and I want to come up into the center. Get that out of the way. I'm just going to do the end came, but that's all right. So this is, I suppose, me playing with the cotton crochet, the cotton that I crocheted with. Which I have to say I'm a real fan. of that after years of using acrylic wool. I do love, I know it's more expensive, but when you pick it up at Oppie shops, as I shared the other week, that's the way to go. All right, you can't see that very well, so I'll do a few more rows over the top. And so in this center I could do some French knots or colonial, and I may come back and do that. But really what I was thinking is, oh, that's good, it's going on to blanket. This might be hard for you to see. I want to now start using stitching to highlight the petals. Because it's variegated, it'll come out uneven. But going from that really bright yellow, now we've got probably more like a realistic flower center. And even if it's not realistic, it is just so much fun. And I could go round and round there, but I'm not, because now this dear crochet flower is looking lonely and not dressed. So let's one flower to another. Let's think about what we can do over here. I'm working my way down to the center, in and over the holes. So why don't we work on this first of all, being enhanced, like a big spokey flower. So we're going to go down there and up over here somewhere without stabbing myself. Okay, into the center and up over here somewhere. In here and over there. So put this over the join between the base and the sides. So we're going in and up here. And limitless opportunities. Let's go over there. And like the squishy of bundling this up. I know one of a few have said you can't wait to finish your project and get making nests, and whatever colours you do it in, I promise you great joy. Okay, so you probably get that idea. So let's go out here onto the other side, and similarly just coming up. That's why it's good that they're reversible, because you know that your thread, if it's finished on one side, can be used on the other. Oh, look how those two are talking to each other now. And probably got the hang of all of this enough now, because I'm not going to do this with you, but look at that gap of blanket. It's in a reddy, orangey, bluey area, and I'm going to just pin that there with my needle and come back to that later. Okay, so where have we been on this wild ride this afternoon? That needs something there. You probably, I won't get carried away. I've given you, I hope, some ideas to be continued. This isn't the last time that you will see my, oh, I forgot that too. So much to do. New seersucker needlebook, nearly done. Squishy, squishy, put that in there. Another one. This beautiful doily that I found, colours, and I think that's it, isn't it? Except my beautiful little crocheted, where have I put that? I've covered it up. Anyway, that's Kate for this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. Just be inspired. Go have a play. See what you come up with. And I'll see you soon. So, saying bye from now from the journal nest. I'll leave you with a picture of the garden. There we go. All right. Thanks so much for being with me. Bye.